So today I wanted to talk about pedals, and particularly the Spank Oozy trail pedals. I've been running these guys for about 2 years now, and they've held up well. They look a little worse for wear, but they've held up very well, and I really like them. The weight on these guys is about 368.5 grams is what I come out with for these specifically, and that's with the pins installed and the pedal washer. Now, these don't have a real concave design. These don't have a concave design like a lot of pedals do that are real popular, but they have like a virtual design. The center pins are lower than the other ones, so it kind of gives you that feel. But the main thing with any flat pedal really is to have a good shoe. Adidas Cross Trail SL is what I've been using for the past 2 seasons, and they have been remarkable. Adidas owns 510. So either one of those shoes and a number of others make really good shoes for flat pedals. So, pick your poison and go with it. Now these guys are costly compared to a lot of other pedals. Race face chesters are about 2/3 cheaper for a composite pedal with removable pins and rebuildable internals. For the price I've paid for these and the damage they've taken, they've lasted very well. So I feel like I've got a good return of investment for the money that I've spent on them. In a moment, I'm going to break these down, check the inside. So far, I've never had to do anything with them. They've been smooth and they've operated just fine. So to break these pedals down, all you need is an 8mm hex wrench, 10mm wrench, or an adjustable wrench will do. A pick is handy to get one of the O-rings off, and that's pretty much all you need. Alright, I'm going to break this pedal down. And actually, I had already done this once and cleaned the pedal. But because I was doing something stupid and making a bunch of noise on the video, I decided to redo this so you can see. So, 8mm, 10mm. Break that. It's a nylon locking nut. Break it loose. This is just a kind of a covering washer, more or less. Covers an O-ring and a washer. Use a pick. And carefully remove this O-ring. You don't have to have a pick, but it makes it easier. And then there's this little bitty thin washer. It's the last part, very thin, as you can hopefully see. And then out comes the shaft. This is the bearing race. Now again, I've cleaned this up. It didn't really need anything, but I had checked it earlier. You can use your finger and check that bearing, how smooth it is. And this one is, both of them, both pedals, I've already done this once, but are very smooth. And that's all there is to breaking this pedal apart. This bearing just pulls out. There's different tricks for doing it. There's some good videos already on YouTube about it. One guy in particular uses a concrete anchor, puts it in there, snugs it up, and pops it right out in a vise. But not much to it, and there's a bushing right here that comes out, and there's a kit to replace it if anything is worn past the point of no return. But that's taking it apart. Nothing much to it. Again, all I did was took it apart and took a towel and wiped it all down. And it was in good shape. The bearing's in great shape. And so now to put it back together, slide it in there. It's funny, if you put it in and then give it a couple turns, it gets real smooth. So it's like there's a bit of something to overcome. I guess it's in this bushing. But once it overcomes it, it gets smooth and stays smooth. But then reverse order, your washer, little thin washer, goes on. If I can get it. The O-ring. goes on. The covering washer goes on. Finally, the nylon locking nut gets started. And essentially, you really can't over tighten this. You can. You could, if you tend to really lock stuff down tightly, very strong-armed stuff, you can strip the threads or whatever. But essentially, this doesn't go all the way down till there's nothing, no room left. So tighten the guy down, and no play, smooth function. Works really good. And I usually double check myself. I don't kill it trying to tighten it up, but I make sure it's good and snug because I don't want to lose it on trail. And there you have it. It is the disassembly and assembly. It took no time at all. Alright guys, that's pretty much my take on these pedals. Are they worth it? Yeah, they are expensive. I guess it kind of depends on what you're willing to spend. If you're searching for them, I assume that you're wanting to know about them, so I would recommend them if you want to pay the price. So if you've liked everything you've seen, please remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I put links to some of the items down into the show notes. And so now all that's left to do is to get out and thrash it.